An aerotropolis is a city built around an airport, and that can mean a lot of things. It can mean a city that sits directly around an airport, right up to the fence, or in the case of Songdo where we're at, it can mean a city that was built purposely in relationship to its airport. So right now we're on the fringes of Incheon, Korea. Although Songdo was never built to be part of a satellite city of Seoul, it was meant to be connected to the airport where 20 years ago, when they were conceiving it, this would be the place where Western expatriates and their families would set up and live in a sort of Western style city and travel across a bridge to the Incheon airport where they could then fly anywhere they want in Asia. So you could be 2 hours to Tokyo, 2 hours to Shanghai, 2 hours to Beijing, and this would be the Western city floating off the edge of Korea where you would actually live. And so in that regard, it's one of the purest examples of an aerotropolis in the sense of, if it weren't for the airport, Songdo would not be here. I mean, the interesting thing about Songdo, all we're seeing here, is that it is a weapon. This city was designed as a weapon to fight trade wars in Northeast Asia. It was literally created as part of the Asian financial crisis, 1997, 1998, as a way to basically open up Korea for foreign direct investment, to bring in Western multinationals and try to break the grip of the chaebols. And it was also premised that Western companies would find it too scary to go to China and set up operations there because of intellectual property theft and what else. And so what happened? Well, China joined the WTO in 2001, so the necessity of Songdo lessened. And then, of course, the free trade agreement between the United States and South Korea was held up for years until Congress finally approved it. And so, these economic imperatives that were assumed to be part of it, fell away or took years. And so Songdo, continued to grope around for new reasons. It's a success partly because it's too big to fail. We've seen relocations of universities, and there's been a lot of investment in the whole island. Make sure it's a success, which it is. And the reason it's a success is because, again, Korean families have moved here because they found a higher quality of life. It has great urban transport links. From the moment it was built, it was connected into the greater Seoul Incheon, subway network. And because it's cheaper. This is partly a place where middle-class Korean families come to because they don't want to pay Seoul prices, and they have excellent public and private schools. And then you still have the connectivity of the airport if you happen to work in those industries. Songdo is a place where people project their own hopes and dreams of smart cities and aerotropolises on top of it. I have seen photographers try to make this look like the most dystopian landscape you can, but then I also would challenge you to go to the schools at 7:30 on a Monday morning where the place erupts in beautiful, riotous young children who are everywhere. It's a place that can both seem as alive and as dead as you want it to be. And so that way Songdo is really interesting because it's really about our hopes and dreams and whether we can actually build cities from scratch in a way that feels familiar to us, that we love them. And that's arguably the greatest challenge from an urban perspective in the 21st century.